Alright, hello everyone. A little tutorial on NOX emulator. As you can see, I already have downloaded, but for those that need to have a site, so NOX official website is right here. When you search it in Google, of course it comes up with several commercials and ads and ads and ads. So you want to scroll a little bit further down, you go to the NOX app player, and here we are. So first of all, what is a NOX emulator? It is an emulator that will make an instance on your computer or several instances of your mobile phone device or a tablet, whatever you want to call it. It is Android. Alright, so what does it mean? Android, it will create an instance as if you would have a mobile phone device on your computer open. So what is the difference? Why would I need an emulator? Well, for instance, if you are playing games such as myself, I'm playing certain game which I like, and I have a community there, and there are people which I like to socialize with, and it's a fun game to play. Obviously, I am not drowning the phone, draining it from power and on, because these games do require a certain amount of power, and of course you are killing your mobile phone device, and the computer can handle it nice and easy. Depends on the computer, of course, that you have. Well, if you have a basic computer, you always have to check, but I will get into that later. It runs on Mac or PC. As you can see, nice and easy. Obviously, some things that the Apple users do is that they install this kind of emulator due to some certain games. Well, let's say an Apple device will not allow you certain things because they are a little bit limited as to security features, which is nice, but you get the better security or easier operation with a iPhone. But well, some people might want to use all the aspects of an Android, and of course some games for Android players give different options as well, which you might come in short with an iPhone. So this is why, hey, nice and easy. I chose the NOX player, for instance, just for the sake of as well, on BlueStacks, which is a competition of NOX. BlueStacks has too many commercials. The layout is as if a browser. Me, I'm not that very friendly with that one. I do not like it as much. As I said, too many commercials might be, or how it's laid out, it's kind of a drag for me. So me, I'm going always for the NOX player. It has its issues still, but there is always a way around that. It all requires a little bit of a patience. So now I have a PC, Windows PC, so I download right here a little installer, which is only 2.9 megabytes, which is nice and small. So when you start it and you run it and you go through the steps, which is nice and easy, just follow the steps, next, and then obviously you get two icons on your screen. So now multi-drive and NOX. So me, I don't even use and never did use the shortcut for NOX, because it will open the first instance in your multi-drive. So me, I'm running it from the multi-drive. I pinned it to my start menu as well. So when I open up the multi-drive, here we are. So as well, I decided to do this one then I have my main two accounts of the game that I'm playing, and then I have another one, additional one. I will delete this one just to show you how to set up an instance when you install it and when you are running it. For the very first time, you will have already one instance in here, which will be the NOX instance, which has as well the shortcut right there, which I deleted. But I deleted it for a reason. So why or what does it mean? So now I have two devices on here, which when I go to settings, I have quite a high memory usage. Of course, now I recommend to all the gamers out there, when your computer, you can install it on any computer, all right? So now you are looking at how much RAM you have on your computer. On a gaming computer like mine, I have a lot more RAM than I might need. But now let's say some computers have a 2-core with let's say 4 gigabytes of RAM. Now this option, which I have on my main account to look nice and pretty, I have it full on the highest level, 4-core CPU and 4 giga RAM memory. Now what does it mean on a computer which has only 4 giga RAM memory? This will drain the entire RAM memory of your computer. Now if you have obviously as well Windows running and some applications running in the background, they do require some RAM memory. So if you already go for the high 4-core 4 gigabyte RAM, then obviously you are in trouble. Your computer might crash just because of this, right? Because let's say you are using much more RAM memory than you actually have, and obviously it will run into complications. So you want to choose a lower instance, which I will show you now how to set up a new instance. If the pre-installed version is already there, you can already change it with the settings, or before you run it, add an emulator. It's nice and easy, and it will add another instance of an emulator. Now I go to settings of that emulator. It automatically chose 2-core CPU, 3 gigabyte of RAM, which, as I said before, some computers have only 4 gigabytes of RAM in in the version that it is. So, well, in that case I would choose a low 1-core CPU, 2 gigabytes of RAM. Right? Then I choose the layout. I want to have a mobile phone or tablet, and what is the size of it. So of course the smaller the screen for me, the better, and then you can always, during the instance, you can always make the screen bigger, full screen, etc. So if you have two screens connected through a HDMI cable like I do as well, then I can have two instances open at the same time, full screen on two screens next to each other, and I can play on. So now the frame settings as well. I would recommend always, for those that have lower end PCs, to just go down with the frame rate to 40, 30, doesn't matter. It will actually help the game that you are playing not to be so tough on RAM, and not to be so tough on the computer either. Okay, so right, for the as well low-end PCs, let's say you have 4 gigabytes of RAM, you might run into a problem. Let's say you want to have two instances at the same time open, so it might be a little bit of a problem if you run two 1-core instances with 2 gigabytes of RAM. Still, it will exceed the amount. Let's say you have 4 gigabytes of RAM, it will completely consume your RAM memory of your computer, and you might run into complications. In that case, I would recommend just to run one instance of the emulator. But hey, why do we run these emulators? To make our lives in games a little bit better, easier, to make it simpler, right? So here you can see already how much data do I have downloaded on these. So there is just obviously updates, etc., etc., etc. So a new instance, of course, comes up with 135 megabytes. So make sure always that you have enough memory. So yeah, on my main drive I still have quite enough memory, so that is great. So there should not be any problem. Now when I start the instance, I just hit the play button and it starts up now. So nice and easy, not too many commercials, as I said before. On BlueStacks it would come up already with this kind of advertisement and here and there, and nah, not for me. This one is nice and easy, and here we are. Okay, first steps first. Always the NOX player, when the instance is open, now it will ask you for a Google Play. Let's say you can log in. Now if you have an App Center, you can create your own Gmail email address. It's free of charge, obviously, and you can set it all up. If you are playing a game, a certain game already, and you linked, let's say, an email account to that game, then obviously you need to link or add the email address or link it with the NOX player, right? So I will log in now with mine, with my main account one, to this one. So just a second. And in the meantime, while this is running, I will show you as well my main account right here. Nice and easy. I will start it up. So this is what I said, you can run two instances at the same time. So as if I had two mobile phones on my computer. All right. All right, so here we are. It will ask me for a second step verification. Yep, which sometimes does not work straight away. Not sure why. Okay, so here we are in the in my instance of my main account, which is Smarty on Hustle Castle, and of course we want to run this. Well, some players in Hustle Castle might go, I would say, bananas over, oh no, oh, he's a cheater or what have you, for the sake of argument that you are using an emulator. It's not true. The emulator is the same as if a phone device. So what the heck, if I want to save my phone and my phone's battery life and all this, obviously go ahead and I do it, and I don't care who says what. Really, yes, it may. These emulators have options of macros, which I will come into later. Now, what does it mean, a macro? It is actually clicking for you. Well, some games are click heavy and the developers don't care, so why should I, right? So some things that I would need to stand over my phone or over my device for 2 hours straight, just to click the same same task over and over again. It is a pain in the neck, and if I make my life easier, I can actually do my dishes or cook in between while it's running its course. So here we have the instance right here, which we have set up as new. So now in this new one, as I said before, if you have your computer set up or your on your phone set up a email address which is different and you want to link that account, you go to settings in this device. It looks exactly as if a device, Android device, which is nice and easy. So now you go to the settings of account, and I have my Google account already there because it asked me straight away, and I want to add an account. So in this case you can already add an account, right? So nice and easy. Or you want to create an account, it all depends. Okay, so you always can link the game with a different account. It doesn't have to be Google, but Google is the search engine, so you can always add a different one as well. So make sure that you can do so. Yeah, the setup is a little bit of always a drag because you are setting up as if a new mobile phone device. So every single time you have to go through all these steps. Now I want to download the game that I'm playing at the moment. Sometimes you might not find the game that you are actually playing on Android devices, because if you are an iPhone user, sometimes some games might not be supported. It's just between the platforms of iPhone and Android. So obviously, yeah, but most of the games that are worldwide and world known, they are on both platforms. So if I go, I'm playing the game Hustle Castle, so I search it there and it will come up, and I open it in Play Store and I can download the game and install the game. Alright, so I accept, and it's down waiting for a download. Sometimes it waits a little bit, or sometimes it's a little bit slow, so I will show you how to get around that, but well, it works straight away, nice and easy. Right, so it downloads the game. In the meantime, I will go to my main account, nice and easy, as if I was on my lovely phone or a tablet. So you don't have to use your phone, you don't have to kill your phone so much. The computer can handle it. As I said, if you have high-end PCs which have more dedicated RAM, of course that makes things a lot easier. Why? Because you can run several instances at the same time. You can watch a movie while at it, and you can do your dishes, you can cook, etc., etc. So as I say, nice and easy. I operate it with my mouse, and clicking, difference between fingers and clicking. Well, some of you might have screens which are for that you can actually touch screens, but well, I mean, I don't touch my screen because of the fingerprints and so on and so forth. So it's I think always a mouse is always the best choice for a computer. So now here we are. This one's downloading still. It's not because of the speed of the internet at home. Not sure why it's so slow. Sometimes I would think that it dedicates a certain amount of internet, but otherwise I'm pretty sure that the internet speeds are quite enough for what it is. Always it will separate between the instances. So hey, now we are in my town, my little castle, And why I recorded this and what I wanted to show to everyone, how to set up a macro. What do I mean by macro? This is an instance where you can teach your Android device to click around as well certain aspects of the game which are a drag on time. So let's say there are certain things in the game that you just have to stand there and click every few seconds, and it's just repetition, and it's that boring. And some gamers or some friends as well complained about who I have to grind a certain aspect of the game. So yeah, some people might say cheating. I don't say it's cheating. Why it's not cheating for me? Because I don't abuse it for different tasks. I'm not actually teaching my Android device to do absolutely everything for me, which is quite highly unlikely in this game, because, for instance, there are certain things that you might not be able to set up. It would take ages, and let's say if it does click somewhere else, you might end up in purchasing things that you don't want for your hard-earned cash. So here we are, and as I see, the second instance is running, so I open up a macro. So here you have a little mouse which you open from the extended menu here, more, and then record mouse clicks, right? So here we are. I have some already set up over here, which is nice and easy, but sometimes, as I already did one video before, sometimes it may... Okay, music. All right. Sometimes it may click somewhere else where you set it up wrongly, and let's say the battle lasts a little bit longer, and you run into difficulties, right? So you don't want that, obviously. So you need to be able to set up those things correctly. So me, I have some already set up over here. On each instance it will copy over the instances, so when I click on here, it will all automatically come with my macro recorder here, and on the other instance it comes up with a macro recording here, right? So it copies over to the other instances. So if I have two instances open, these two are running, this NOX player and Smarty. So on these two instances, the macro reader comes up always the same. So if you download it on one, it will come up on the other one. So you always have to make sure that the recorded instances that you have are always the ones that you want, really, for the account that you want, for the account that you set it up, right? So you can run two at the same time. So let's say you can run the Portal level 40 on this game. So for those that don't play Hustle Castle, obviously, for those I would say it's different, always different game. You might have a different aspect of the game that needs you to repeat the same task over and over and over again, and every 10 seconds or 15 seconds or 1 minute you have to click again and again and again and again for 2 hours straight. It is a pain in the neck, and well, this macro recorder can do that for you. So nice and easy. I might have made a little funny thing here that I already constructed or made. This one. Okay. Okay, I did not click on the settings button. Here we are. Okay, so now in this game, when I started as a new, then account management, it wants me to connect with the account. Now, this is the same account which I have already opened here. So if I want to link it to the next device, okay, I want to link the account. Hello. Sometimes at the beginning it might be a little bit of a pain to set up, but as I can see, hello. Okay, doesn't seem to want to go on for me at the moment. Okay, so we might need to go through this nonsense all over again. Yeah, and let's see if it's equip, yeah, okay. Right, sometimes the tutorials are a pain in the neck. Now I can do, is it not gonna, okay, so sometimes we run into problems as to like these. Okay, now Facebook. I did not want Facebook, but I want the other one. Okay, we are having difficulties here. Not connected. I want to link my account. Hello. So yeah, we run into sometimes issues like these. Okay, so we start the game all over again. So now let's get back to this one. So I was talking about repetition and tasks that are annoying when you are actually running something. So now I am going to show you how to, let's say, run a certain part of this game which requires me to constantly be active, constantly be watching over the game, and every minute of the game I have to click away, which is a complete drag on everything, on the resources in my life. So let's say in this game I need to collect certain things. So let's say these are the little souls, and now I want to record an instance. So I click on the macro recorder, it starts the time right now and right here. So I want to repeat the level 90 to collect these little souls. So I click on here and it's already recording my clicks, right? So always give a few seconds time in between the clicks. It's recording the exact second when you are actually clicking away. So now I will show you how to set up one instance of this one. Now as well, in this game there are many aspects that are click heavy. Obviously when I want to restart this level, I need to make sure that my troops are in full health. Now it will ask you a question later on. Do you want to continue because your troops are not completely healed? Yep, I didn't click there, so I will have to re-record that. But I did it without that click. Why? To prove the point. Okay, so now I wait a few seconds again, and I click on home, and we are almost there. So you always need to wait a few seconds to make sure that you are on the same page, on the same level, to set it up nicely, to teach the little macro or the recording, to make sure that the steps are right. So now I have here a play button. so which means it will repeat or replay the same clicks that I did. Then there are settings as well, so you can loop how many times you want the instance to repeat. You can do until stop button is pressed, but then you have to always look at the in-game resources that you have, because you might run out of the resources if you go loop until stop button is pressed, and let's say you have it running on your computer and you are leaving for 2 hours, and yeah, well, if the resources run out, it may ask you always the question you want to purchase it for the in-game, let's say, currency, which is, for instance, in this game, diamonds, and it will start draining your diamonds, right? You don't want to end up there, so you can always calculate how much food you have. Let's say in this game, the resource is food, which asks here, so do I have enough food? Yes, I have 900,000. So I can calculate, okay, I can run this level, let's say 15 times, okay, or 14, just to be on the sure side of things, right? So I will loop 14 times. But as I said before, it might have problems. Usually I've seen that running this has issues. Sometimes I found a way around it. You just have to add 5 seconds on a loop just to make sure that it's not clicking everywhere all over the place. You can save it. Now, as I said before, I did this recording just to prove the point that it might click somewhere else, okay, or might run into a problem later. So now, why? Because the troops are not healed, so I run play right there and it will start clicking for me. Start clicking. Okay, so now you've seen the click over there, which clicked for me. And this is my mouse right here, which is live, and it goes, it runs. Okay, great. But as I said, I didn't set up the second click, which will authorize the next pop-up. If the troops are not completely healed, it will ask you a question. Oh, you want to continue even if your troops are not healed? Well, in that case, you have to re-record the instance. You have to find where the button is and to make sure that you click there as well. As well, in this game, for instance, it asks you a question if you don't have spells, that you want to add the spells, let's say, but make sure that you have full spells. On some instances that I created is, for instance, invasion, no spell, so it will click on the spell button as well, that you don't want to add any spells and continue with the fight. So make sure that you are always running the clicks yourself. So as you can see, it runs for me, nice and easy. And now let's see what it does next, because now we added 5 seconds waiting time in between the loop, so it has been executed one time. So now it clicks again, it clicks on attack for me, and now it will come up with the question. So now, I didn't, so the troops did heal actually in time. So as you can see, it's running for me, so I don't have to do anything there. So I leave it to run in the background and I can do something else, right? I can play another game. All right, so now we are in business. So it comes up here. So now, okay, I set up the same account that is running on here. So I don't want to do actually that thing, because it will log me out of this instance, which is already running. So make sure, let's say you are playing the game on a different device, it will automatically log you off, and while your recording is running on here, it will eventually log you off from here and log you into the next instance. Then of course the recording will continue on clicking away, so it will continue clicking everywhere on your mobile phone device which you have set up. Okay, so now let's see if it clicks and asks for help. No, it doesn't. My guys are healing very fast, which is really nice. So I leave it on this level to run on 14 times. So I can, as I said before, I can do my dishes, I can do whatever I want, and I keep an eye on it every now and then. I just have a look, but I leave it as it is, right? So this instance, okay, this is the new instance as I showed you, so I'll leave this one. So just by closing you can do no more tips. So I go to my multi-instance again, and I have a second account which is lower, a little bit lower. Alright, so this one is appearing right here. Great. So as well, the clicking which is on here, which I have set up on this device, this little macro recording, you can rename it right here. You just make sure you name it with the account that you are running. Okay, so why? Because as well, every instance, the screen and so on and so forth, it seems to be having issues where to click and what to click. So yikes, it might cause a problem. Then you might be aggravated when it doesn't work for the same. Sometimes you are advancing in the game a little bit further, a little bit better, the timing is off, or you are doing a different level of this particular, let's say for level 90 I run through and my health seems to regenerate nicely, so I don't have to click anything else. But on a different level it would take a lot more time, so obviously then my timing of my clicks is different, so it might cause an issue. It might not run always the same. It might not click the home button, let's say in this case, on the same time. Then it would let's say run an instance every 3 minutes, not every minute, and obviously then what's the point, right? So just so simple, re-record your macro right here, nice and easy, and then you just run it for 14 times and make sure, as I said, at the interval of 5 seconds. That's vital. What I did on some of these instances as well, because then the clicking sometimes goes off the point where it was, right? So it's a little bit of a pain, but hey ho. So now I open my second game. As you can see, nice and easy, I can have 2 games open at the same time. I have as well a screen which is attached to this computer, but I have it off, not to confuse or not to create a recording which is extended desktop recording, which would be way too big for a video. The screen would become a little bit smaller, and obviously you guys would not benefit of in any kind, and the view would be a lot smaller. So here we are starting another game. Way. So it's a little bit slow. Usually, for instance, in this game, these refreshes or this loading of the screen is a little bit slower. Of course, it has as well everything to do with... Oh, we don't have any food on here. Okay, so I was running already before Portal, but I will show you anyway on here. Nice and easy. So, as I said, you can do 2 things at the same time. While it's watching a commercial, the other account is running nice and smooth and seamless. So whatever tasks, repeating tasks it does, and I don't have to care about that. I just have a look every now and then that it doesn't click away. In worst case scenario, I would stop the recording and then play it all over again, and it would be nice and easy. So yeah, in-game commercials, let's say on both accounts, like this one and this one, I can watch at the same time. So now I will stop this one, for instance, just as I said, it was just to prove the point how the recording works. So nice and easy. So make sure that you name it as well. So portal level 90 Smarty account. Okay, so nice and easy, bam, and I can run it in future. So make sure that you set up the screen the way I have it right here. Okay, this is what I needed, right? So okay, so bam bam, click away as a standard game. So now I watch a video on this instance, and I go to my second game, and I can do whatever I wish in here. Alright, so here we are, nice and easy. So on this next instance, I can choose to go into a gem bay, let's say, and I want to run the first 12 levels of this one by itself, right? So I do have gem bay 12 Smarty, but it is pretty much the same. I run it on both. Sometimes it clicks away somewhere else. I don't really care. It gets to a level, which level, whatever, I don't care. So I just run it on here. It copies over the same macros that you have set up already on a different instance. So nice and easy. So as you can see, it's clicking away where, for instance, I would have a hero, but on the other game. But okay, so let's keep it rolling, and now I can do whatever I want to do. I'm watching commercials on the other one to progress in the game, to get the extras, etc., etc. So nice and easy setup. You can see that it continues the gem bay on this instance on its own. If I had portal level 90, if I wanted to run it a lot longer on here, I would run it on here without issues. Okay. So let's say I want to run gem bay on here as well. I already did 2 levels of this one, but now let's run it on here as well. So as you can see, bam bam, both of the instances are running at the same time, and it's running and it's running and it's running, and I don't have to do absolutely diddly for that time being of this continuous clicking and clicking and clicking. I can watch a movie, I can, as I said before, I love doing dishes, so I guess I will do my dishes, and I will make myself a coffee, and I will enjoy my life a little bit more rather than spending it over repeating tasks in a game, which is annoying as hell, and many players do have these issues. Yes, some people consider this as cheating. Well, I don't. I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to spend it over a game all day long. So yeah, I want to progress in the game. I want to have fun, and I want to chat and speak to the people in the game. And maybe I have more time to actually talk to other players, etc., etc. So I just saved myself I don't know, 15 minutes of on both accounts of continuous clicking. As you can see, it's click on a click, and it just goes on and on and on. And yeah, well, do I really want to click myself I would stand over this and just being clicking and clicking and clicking, and it's just a simple thing, and I know that it will run its course. Okay, and at some stage, as you can see right here, it's clicking away on a different icon, which I don't mind, because then it will stop and it will go to the battle icon, so it's okay. So as you can see, some battles, as I said, might last longer. So in that case, might be a problem that it will start clicking eventually later or somewhere else. Right, maybe it will not complete the 12 levels victories of the djembe, but hey, it will finish and run its course, and then I can step in and finish off the game that I'm playing, the last 3 or 2 levels, right? So because those are the toughest, let's say, and I want to be present while doing or playing those. Okay, so if you have any questions or anything that you might like to add, please do so. Let me know, and I will either record a new recording, make it easier, make it more fun, or etc. This is my first review of anything in the past or future at the moment. But if you want me to create another video like this one, please don't hesitate to do so. Okay, so djembe 12 works on a different account right here. As you can see, it just managed to go through 7 levels, but hey ho, I can always start it all over again and just run and do whatever I want. Okay, so for instance, right here we ran into complications. Somebody killed all my troops. Oops. So yeah, as I said, do let me know you want another video, or you have any questions to this one, so please do ask. I will be happy to help and assist. Okay, thank you and see you later.